know I said today we were going to be doing a 420 episode. As you can see, I am kind of dressed up for the occasion and I am busy. And obviously it's not 420. But what I chose to do today instead is I'm just going to kind of show you what my life is like when I'm using dagas, is what we call it around here. What a lot of people don't know, well, some people don't know, is that I have epilepsy. I've had it most of my life. In my late 20s, it got really bad to the point of like full-blown seizures and stuff in my sleep. Joke about it, say that, I was breakdancing out the bed at 3 a.m. waking up to blood-covered pillows and swollen tongues and faces and stuff. I mean, I've been seizure-free now for almost 4 years, I think, since like 2018 or so. I don't know, time is very different right now. I'm not like a heavy user. If I could, I would eat it. It's a lot easier and it's a lot healthier and it's better. It's just that eating it is quite expensive and it takes quite a while to do what it needs to do. So I would be eating quite a bit to be able to function. But also the other reason, which is what a lot of people don't actually know, is that I do have an actual physical disability. Yes, not just mental ones. It is what is called Marfan syndrome. So I have a rare form of it where I have 4 out of the 5 unique symptoms. The only one that I'm missing is the one that most of you would know. You kind of know what Marfan syndrome is, but you don't know what it is because you don't know that that's a name. There's like really tall people that have like really skinny hands and like they look like Slender Man. Yeah, so it's that. So it's a connective tissue disorder. It pretty much means that your ligaments and stuff are just very shit and very loose. And then you have extra mutations in the body. Like I've got an extra bone there. And my back looks like I've broken it multiple times. Yeah, so I'm in a lot of pain a lot of the time. All the time. Especially my back. My back killed me. The biggest part is that when I was young, I used to hide my chest a lot. So my back kind of went like this. And what's happened is if you look at my back, it actually looks like my spine is like broken off. And it's like on the floating. It's weird. But yeah, so I've got to like do a lot of yoga, do a lot of exercise. That is why I do exercise and stuff. It's not because I'm trying to look pretty or anything. It's because I literally have to or I will fall apart. My knees like dislocate all the time. I can pop my shoulders and arms and everything out. Yeah, I can do some pretty weird funky shit with my body. So yeah, so that is mostly why I smoke marijuana. I do not encourage anyone to use it because it is a substance just like any other substance, and it needs to be respected and it needs to be used wisely. And like I was saying, I don't smoke a lot. Like in here, I know it looks like a fat joint, but it's not actually. It's mostly mint and ginkgo biloba, and there's just a little bit of a skunk in here or something. But I'm gonna go show you guys what it's like around here and how things have changed, because not even a year ago what I'm going to do today was not even possible.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Daze. Now this week's episode is the second episode. Yeah, the second episode. And now this episode is very special. Like me. This episode is about daga, otherwise known as cannabis, marijuana, weed, doobie, zoot, and many other things. But we're not going to be talking about it as if it's some fun thing. No. Well, it kind of is fun, yes, okay, it is fun. It is more of medicine and how it is used by so many people, especially in our country. So come along with me on this journey as we figure out what the fuck is going on.
Okay, so marijuana in South Africa, or as you like to call it, daga. Well, when I grew up in a very conservative family, where we were told that only certain people smoked daga. I didn't see the problem with that, because I don't have a problem with people. I had tried it when I was like 14 or something, and I was just like, this is so gross. And that's because it was just. Now, had I tried something different, maybe had actual like decent weed, things might have actually been very different. Because in high school, most of school, I was not much of an academic advance. I didn't do well at school, let's put it that way. I did really well in geography, because I loved geography. And even drama I didn't do so well in. I actually did better in science than I did in drama. Arts, I think I did okay. So obviously I was in the remedial side of classes and stuff. I was drinking at the time as well. I saw this meme the other day about the drinking ages around the world, and the South African version is this dude just laughing saying, you have drinking ages. As I like to put it, back in my heyday, used to be able to drink adults under the table. And then when I reached my teens, I could drink them over the table. And by the time I reached my 20s, you'd think that I was an Olympic athlete. Because if you put a white line in front of me, even if it was 100 meters, I'd finish it in under a minute. As a quick history and past of experiences, I have a varied experience of a lot of things, except for a few things that I just refused and won't do. But yeah, I've always lived the life of just have a look, just to see. Which is not a very good one, I can tell you that right now. It's not a very good habit. Curiosity did kill the cat. Around here, that's a very funny pun. Yeah, so I only actually started my first proper joints and stuff when I was 22, 23 in college. It's a bad breakup and I wanted to be this bad rebellious guy. I smoked and I was just like, oh, okay, wow. And then yeah, so I went through that whole like stoner phase and stuff, and there was, it was the time of like Kid Cudi with all that stuff was dropping, and David Icke was all still coming out, it was all still fresh, none of that shit was crazy stuff yet. Terrence McKenna, everyone was like over and we were all in college and we're all rebels smoking weed, like, hippies and shit. And then, 2012 came along and then things got great because in 2012 it was when it was legalized overseas for the first time. And then there was a bit more of an openness to it. But it was still like illegal and stuff. Whereas, ironically, on the 31st of March 2017, which is also the same day that I got married, it's gonna be funny later when I tell you what happened with my daughter, whose name is JA, acronym, by mistake. Total mistake. So that came around and then it got even grayer. So you were allowed to have on your house, and it was like this very kind of gray, and no one really knew what the thing was. And then just over the years, like more laws and stuff kind of like leaked out, and more things just kept being, well, okay, it's fine, okay, it's fine, okay, it's fine. To the point where before, when we'd go get weed, we'd be like, oh my god, I'm just looking around, sure there's no like dodgy cops or anything. And then you don't even have like a good chance of like getting good weed. It's probably just going to be some like crappy skunk that like smells like it came out of some dude's ass. And then, I don't know what happened. Suddenly there were shots. They were just like, the law hadn't changed. It changed. We were, CBD products kicked off everywhere. Find them in all kinds of shops and Discam and like the pharmacies, it was just this acceptable thing. Grannies were taking, it was this cool thing. Before it became so legalized, the grannies and stuff, they were all enjoying that. Hey, they had their supplies going in and out of the old age homes, with their cookies and their oils and all that stuff for their arthritis and their hips and their dementia and all that stuff. We kind of owed to them as well, because they were a lot of the big supply when it became to medical were people who were, chronic users and stuff. The chronic users, there's so many because it's always kind of been an acceptable-ish thing. My dad, even as conservative as he is, I remember him saying to me, if it grows in the ground, I'll be okay. It's green, it's clean. And that's kind of been my motto, like from the get-go, and not kind of fuck around and do stupid shit. But I have pretty much stuck to my roots. Right now, like, weed is just pretty much everywhere. It's amazing. The hard part now is actually trying to find crappy weed. No one has crappy weed anymore, so everything's really expensive. But I have managed to find this one place, and I personally love this shop. It is my favorite little shop because the dude who runs it, he's such a cool guy. So I'm hopefully going to be going in there just now to actually speak to him about it. What it's like, because the things that I'm really interested in is who are his like best clients. Because all the times that I've gone in there, whenever I've like gone through, whenever someone else has been in there, and this is actually true for most of the other shops, because there are a few. There's like about 5. There's three or four, like 2-kilometer radius of just my house. Traffic at lunchtime. It's terrible. Yeah, so some really good CBD products. All these places have some pretty good CBD products. But this place, he has really good prices for his CBD products. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's pretty much how it is. Like it has swung and changed around a lot. We've gone from it not being anywhere, not mentionable, this like, this hardcore drug kind of thing, this gateway thing, to now, like for example, I got kicked out of my parents' place. I became homeless the first time because I don't want to stop smoking weed. And later on it makes a lot of sense why I didn't, and why I'm glad I didn't, because if I did, I would have, probably ended up a lot worse than I am right now. Because what I didn't know back then is that I had some crazy ass epilepsy brewing. If I wasn't smoking weed, then I guess it it would have been a lot worse. You know, I've stopped drinking. It's been a few years now as well. I pretty much just kept it to plants and a few psychedelics every blue moon to celebrate or to do a ritual. Actually, that is honestly what most of the time when I use or the Nacht and stuff, it is because I'm doing something to release, to, you know, start a new project or that kind of stuff where I can, you know, just think about it in a different state and connect the dots in another way, because ultimately, you know, that's how I work and that's what gets me all these really good ideas and stuff. Unfortunately, with the epilepsy comes with ADHD, bipolar, and all that other crap, apart from the seizures and stuff. You know, so I have a really bad memory. And the weed doesn't exactly help. But, you know, I would rather have that and be happy and be a cool person, you know, especially for my kid and for my wife, than grumpy asshole who's in pain all the time and is miserable and just hates life.
Yeah, so now that you have a bit more of an understanding, sorry, now I had to change my glasses, my eyes are a bit red now and they're sensitive. So now that you have a bit more of an understanding, I don't know what you can understand, but you know, you're going to understand things about me and Dee, and as I like to call it, us. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go on a bit of an exploration. This exploration is going to go into some places. Now we don't know what these places are going to be like, but we're going to go and find out. Right, so come along with us and we can go see how people feel about Dagga.
Weed Karen.
Totally the weed Karen. I put a bit of cookie in my mouth. Oh, that's not the first time I've eaten a cookie and had it in my mouth. So now I was thinking that the first place we have to go and visit is obviously the most official place to visit when on such an excursion of this caliber. You know, like a big sword in a rock or a river, wherever it's supposed to be. Look at all these people. All go to get home before Fortnite. Right, so now you can see just how close this first official place is. Now we're going to give me a second, I don't know what they're going to say. Firstly, thank you, officer, for taking the time to speak to us. So let's get into the crux of it. What exactly are the laws?
Yeah, no. Well, thank you for having me on this show. So, well, the law's pretty basic. It's still a scheduled substance. So, like, you can't just have it. But you are allowed to have, 60 grams.
60 grams.
Yeah, no, it's quite a lot, isn't it?
60 grams. Per person. For yourself.
Yeah. And if you are selling and you are licensed, then you can only have up to 600 grams on the property.
600 grams on the property.
Yeah, no, that is well, you can actually go find out all these the rules in the on the Cyprus website, and the section 21 and section 22. I don't know if it's CB or B. Yeah, no.
And so, how do you guys feel about this whole situation?
Well, you know, we don't really mind it that much, as long as you are not dealing. We don't like dealing. Then you must have a license, and you are only allowed to sell 0.8 milliliters or gram. You're not allowed to sell a lot of weed. And also something that we don't like, because according to the sections 21 CBD to C3PO, whatever it is that you can only sell to people over the age of 21. So if you sell it to an 18-year-old, which is what all these guys are doing, we're going to put you in the chuki.
Wow, thank you, officer. That was very informative. And so is it, I heard a rumor, and you got any?
I don't know what the rumor you have heard, but indoor or greenhouse.
Are you delivering dagga? So this is a school, and as a South African tradition, they should be a dagga place very close by. Dagga! I'm looking for dagga! Jesus, things are so expensive now.
You're gonna have to that
Yes,
baby.
exactly. Find some cat food. They don't have cat food. My fucking cat doesn't have any teeth because they ate some dirty baked goods. My second favorite part of the store. All these sweets give me the munchies. All these vegetables and no bun. Not even 500 meters away from the school. Entire shop. They've got a billboard there. It's right next to it. It's an ice cream. And I know all the guys are very well. It's on the more one end of the spectrum. I like that one, spectrum. We've just stopped at another vegetable shop to see if they've got any dagga. I don't think so. It's just like a very normal place. This is where we get our vegetables from anyway. Ooh, I wonder how much that costs. Or something always smells magical around me. So in my experience, if you're ever in a bit of a tight situation and you're looking for some CBD, some of the best places that I've found, and actually nowadays they have some range. Like the one place I went to, they had some indoor, and it was actually pretty good. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. And how much? 50 rand, you know, give me a few of those. Is your local taxi rank. I found quite a nice few places around. I know that's what I found in my area, and pretty much every other area that I've been to. Consider me a bit of a weed connoisseur. I like to taste the local goods, and I like to, keep a sampling of their seed base. That was actually a joke, because that's all you get is just seed. So you think you're getting 5 grams, but you're actually only getting like 1. The rest of it is just fiber.
Welcome to my friends. We're not going to mention it's very secret, but with me is my special. We're almost not going to mention it, it's still very secret. Guys, so let's just not get into that. If you want to find it, let's go and find it yourself. Okay, there's like 20 around here. But this is a special one. So, please tell us about yourself. No, that's it. I was just saying.
Sorry. Recording.
Okay. So, tell us about yourself. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll use that. We'll just cut that stuff out and then we'll go to the next one, which is the.
So tell us, what is your average kind of clientele that you get to know? Which is the most normal person, nothing like me. Who's the most normal type of person that comes in here often? Yeah, lots of like, you guys come.
Good point. That's definitely going in. No, but that's cool because it works. The thing, because that's the kind of thing. Is like you don't actually want it to. You want to have normal people that come in here, have. That's it. You want to make normal people come in here and have healthier.
That's the thing. Who's your favorite type of clientele? Yeah, man after my own heart. And now the final question, the big question, the question that everybody wants to know. Do you take a car? Yes!
Even despite the fact that it's legal and it's pretty acceptable in society, I still get shy smoking out in public. But I guess the one thing I'm really grateful for is how it allowed me to see prettier things.